Legends. 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 You done did it again. 1 day ago, I posted, I really hope he doesn't get leaked. I had to open my mouth. Lock in Legends. This is the last time I'm gonna confide in Legends to lock in because they might have just killed the 7th year anniversary. If you guys haven't been tapped in, I'm sure you have already been tapped in, but we are confirmed a UI, MUI, and a SSBE Vegeta. It's looking like the part 1 headliners here. Transforming units at that, so it's pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie, but wouldn't you rather see this for the reveals? Like, unknowingly, sort of knowingly. Obviously, this was the most anticipated character, and honestly, I thought this was the most obvious character for the part 1, whether that was UI with a different character, more other universe reps. It could have been, say, Super Gogeta, it could have been Broly, it could have been anything, Jiren. We don't know who it was gonna be, but we knew MUI was coming, whether that was with as an Ultra, as an LF, preferably an Ultra. We were all thinking as well, including myself. I know not everybody was on board on the part 1 Ultra idea here, but we have a lot of theories to break down and discuss in this video because it might not be over. I'm about to spew massive amounts of copium on the YouTube timeline here, especially for the Fusion mains. So for the guys that were hoping and wishing and praying for fusions, this is for you. For those that were hoping for a part 1 Ultra MUI, this is for you. The only thing that is currently confirmed is that UI and SSBE in some form are making an appearance for this part 1 of the anniversary celebration. And whether you guys like leaks or not, they are doing this on purpose, so you do not have a choice if you can't hop off the internet. You know, no one theoretically is hopping off the internet or on time enough to save themselves from these leaks. Therefore, more than 95% of the DBL population, if you're following anyone for DBL, has gotten leaked, has gotten spoiled, and will not be receiving this information for the reveals the same way. You know, I stated this a multitude of times. For me personally, it's gonna hit home because UI is honestly one of my favorite characters next to Frieza. And given I'm extremely hyped right now, I'm stoked. I can't wait for this weekend for them to drop. But dude, we just saw the arts for the characters. So we have the pre-transformed arts here for the SSBE or for the blue and then the UI sign. And of course they do transform here. Perfected arts right there. I really wanted to react to these as a first time, like, yo, it actually happened kind of deal. You know, comment down below if you guys agree with me or not. Yeah, just to get my mind right now, this is not the end all or be all. It's obviously intentional, meaning there was no way to save ourselves from this. If their plan was to spoil us, which obviously it is, given it's been leaked 5 years in a row, you know, purple UI in the App Store, MUI via the URL, Rev UI via the green card animation, and then of course the Ultra UI sign with the Guild News tab. You know, his just art's popping there a couple of days before the actual release. It's the same thing here. They had a hidden tweet. Look at this right here. I quote tweeted it and they deleted it. So it's official. We're going to get these guys for the part 1 of the celebration here, but I was just stating a second ago, it is not over for the potential. We do not have a confirmation if these guys are an LF or an Ultra right now. You know, in at first glance, I was like, yo, these are looking like Ultra arts. It's a dual Ultra banner. Like right here, the UI art looks very close to, like, say, what we have right now for UUI. So Ultra arts right there, but we don't know the specifics. All we know is that they've been glazing this part 1 of the celebration, or the 7th anniversary in general, right? With the massive update, the RAM increase, the overhaul, the potential for new mechanics, and what they could possibly introduce. And if they just give us a transforming MUI and a transforming SSBE, given this is peak hype for our DBL specifically, but it's pretty much what we had in the Legends Festival with transforming VB and transforming Goku Black. Let me check it out here. So I have a couple of things pulled up. So we got Slaybix here. Yeah, that's our bad. We didn't want a boring part 1 to complain about. So people honestly thought, you know, there was a lot of creators, including myself, that had theorized an Ultra for part 1 to kind of change up the formats, kind of change things around. They didn't release more than one Ultra this entire year. You know, the year before that, we had 2 Ultras before the anniversary. The year before that, we had 3 Ultras before the anniversary. Kind of leading up here, only giving us 1 Ultra made me and many other people believe that the part 1 here would feature an Ultra, and then the part 3 could feature an Ultra as well, or we just see in general more than 1 Ultra for this celebration, which is still possible. We have to look at all the facts here. It's such a big, you know, hyped up celebration that the rarity increase or the expectations are being a little bit higher. It's this question right here. People are probably thinking, do we think MUI is not hype enough? I think these characters absolutely slay. Actually, it's definitely intended because we're reading Slaybix's comment here. You're not laughing right now. I'm not saying this part 1 is boring. We don't know enough to say that. MUI is absolutely hype enough. The thing is, he already has an LF from 3 years ago. In my eyes, the obvious next step for that character was an Ultra. Everyone, literally the idea behind it in terms of character releases, we have the big dog fusions. We have Super Vegeta, we have Super Gogeta, we have Gogeta Blue, we have Vegito Blue, we have UUI, we have Beast Gohan, which are like the biggest transformations, the biggest, or like the fusion catalysts at their peak transformations. We have a ton of PO characters. Ultras have been flooded out with some of the most hype options already. I think the best way to have started out this celebration, other theories go, I'm sure you guys have heard this one's probably the most common theory right here. I know it doesn't really mean or correlate with anything, but year 1 Super Vegito, year 4 Super Vegito Ultra, year 2 Vegito Blue LF Premium, year 5 Ultra Vegito Blue, year 3 Gogeta 4 LF Premium, year 6 Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, year 7, because we got MUI year 4, that's the headliner, that's the premium character LF, so all the LFs lead up into the next following whatever couple of years anniversary. It's just the correlation. Vegito, Vegito, Vegito Blue, Gogeta 4, MUI. I don't think that's just a coincidence. There's some kind of connection with that. I could just be coping as well, and that could lead us into another MUI reasoning right here. It's funny enough because every single celebration we do have fusion characters as well, so we didn't think it was just going to be MUI alone. We got Soshite, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Streets are saying that the ritual Count Vergil did yesterday for using Super Gogeta is to blame. He used 4 fan arts and recolored FGB, which jinxed it. You guys have probably seen this. I posted this over on my community tab page as well. I didn't actually make this. The culprit in question. Let's not lose hope. Every single anniversary celebration has had a fusion character. Every single one of them. Gogeta this year, man, I don't think they're going to stop. And you have to really think about it like this. I know we just moved over from UI to Gogeta. I just have to get this topic out there because Fusion mains clicked on this video. They introduced the tag switch fusions last year. If we get a transforming UI, we get a transforming SSB, is that going to really top tag switch fusion characters? Really think about this. They want to top last year's headliners. It's really high. Honestly, it's probably on that level, but I don't know if it's a top rather than an equal. And with their hype up for this 7th anniversary and the introduction of a potential new mechanics, I don't think they're going to just give us, you know, what we just had for Legends Festival or something equal or even considered less than the tag switch fusions. So they got to switch it up. One, we've had fusions every single year. What are we going to not have fusions for the 7th anniversary? I know obviously it could be for the part 3. I was going to say the Ultra for part 3 or just part 3 in general. But we already have all the Ultra Super Saiyans, all the Ultra Blues. Like, it has to be for part 1. Some type of LF Super Gogeta tag switch from Fusion Reborn, or it could even be from DBS Broly movie. Could be pretty sick as well. But this is the most speculated character right now to be introduced. Every single year we've gotten a fusion, and I don't think this year is going to be the one year where they're like, oh, sorry, man. Yeah, just no fusions this year. Look, we got leaked. This is all you guys are getting for part 1, and that's honestly what it looks like right now. They want us to believe this is the only thing that we're getting for part 1. And yes, this is also with massive amounts of copium. It looks exactly like that. It looks like we're getting a transforming SSBE and a transforming MUI Goku. Personally, I had this idea locked this entire time where they're going to have a sneaky pull. I don't know what new banner format. I don't know what new mechanic, but that's all tying into the secrecy of the reveal. So yes, I was disappointed that we got leaked, but listen, it's a trap. It's for us to believe that this is the only thing we're getting. This, two transforming banners. Do you think SSBE is going to sell more than MUI? Who's going to be... I know you need the full universe rep team. I get it. But on a level of like 2 fusions where it's probably split even between the community base, we're having a Goku versus Vegeta fight. Goku is winning 10 times over in terms of player desire, player hype. SSB is cool and everything, but like nobody's gonna choose this summon. I mean, the Vegeta clan diehards for sure, but this is another indication that these characters can potentially be together. Like this is like a tag switch character, or you know, some type of new mechanic where it either revives or tag switches, and you can choose who you want to transform into, whether that's SSBE or UI Goku or MUI Goku. The Super Gogeta, I'm going to get right back into this. We're moving back to MUI here. My original thesis for the part 1 was a dual fusion with MUI on both banners. If you guys remember anything about the first year of the game, we had 2 banners released, and the premium featured on both banners. 2 banners, they had buffed God Keys, so Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta was there, Super Saiyan Blue Goku was here, and then they had Buhan, and they had Golden Frieza, and then the premium, which is basically the LF at the time, Super Vegeta, featured on both banners. You guys got to think about it like this. You could summon on either banner to pull the highest premium for you, but Super Vegeta was featured on both comps. I think bringing back this format in general, so having 2 fusions here, whether that was like a Kefla, Super Gogeta, there was a whole lot of speculations that I made personally of the options that could be featured in the part 1, like full power Super Saiyan Broly from DBS. We have the tag synchro gauge fusions for Super Gogeta from Fusion Reborn, but I did believe that MUI was going to somehow be the Ultra. You know, we've been talking about how they could potentially be the Ultra, how things could be linked. Him still being the Ultra for part 1, whether that's featured on 2 banners, but there's going to be something else. This leak was intentional, you guys. This was an intentional leak. So to give us everything we know already for the part 1 in terms of character-wise might be the dumbest marketing decision it kills the hype completely. If this is all we're getting, at least, that would ruin everything. Given we don't know the new mechanics, we don't know the implications with the character, we don't know the rarity of the character, we don't know if they're a tag switch. All we know is they're transforming. We don't know if they're the same unit or not. If we take a look at these animations, they're transforming. Basically, in this moment, I'm sure you guys can see it, but they do the fist at the same time. And I think this is some sort of like they're part of the same character, because why would they have like identical animations outside of, you know, them being from the same arc or the same thing? This is just more copium here. It looks like they're a character together. So first we could get into this one right here. We got BLZ. Let's get this straight. If they're a transforming tag unit, top 1 headliner easily. If they're 2 separate transforming units, kind of boring, uninspired, and I understand the heavy criticism. So I was explaining the reasonings why, like, it could receive hate or not. So this is basically what I was saying. This image right here, it's very close to like their animations with the fist up, like whether that was a green card, whether that's a tag switch combo into blue. Like we've had Goku and Bardock from the Legends original character do this same exact pose together in their tag switch unit. So if we do take a look at these arts, it looks, you know, there's a split in the middle here, but they're not too far off. We got a little bit of pink over on this side. You know, it's split. It looks so close in terms of like color aesthetic. Yes, it's copium. I get it. But they could potentially be the same character here. We're just going to continue to break down this theory. So even more information. I've seen this post as well. This one right here, it literally shows the arts, you know, showed them separately previously. So to get us thinking they're going to be 2 separate characters, but what if they're 1 character? We don't know what the part 1 banners are going to be like. I'm just talking about the character now. This looks like a tag switch combo right here. So this first art, if you place them like this, looks pretty much like a tag switch character. Like they complement the left and right here, and the same thing goes for Evo and MUI. So finish up that theory. We have another post, and I actually think quote tweeted this right here. There's a second banner imminent. I've been talking about a potential fusion or something else. There's no reason why they would personally release all the character info. You know, I get it. We didn't get like information on the domains. We didn't get the information on, look at this idea right here. So we have a tag switch UI sign and a SSB Vegeta here, and you can tag switch and decide who to transform into. So 1 banner is just simply the 2 of them. It's not actually 2 separate characters. We have 1 banner that's a UI and an Evo Vegeta, and this would actually be able to top the previous celebration. It's not just like 2 characters equal to, this is something we've never seen before in a new mechanic perspective. You can choose which lane you want to go to. You want to use SSBE Vegeta, you transform into him. If you want to use MUI Goku, you can decide to transform into him, and they both have separate LF animation finishes. But that would leave space for a whole other banner that has not been shown yet. So imagine they start out with the reveals like this, and they lead over to the fusion that we get every single year, and it's the same exact thing here. If you stay on the Goku side, so pretty much what they did last year with the synchro gauge, this time around, it's a tag switch character. So you have like the base Goku, like in this theory as well, it could be, you know, base Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. If you stay on the Vegeta side and you use the gauge, you transform, you go into Super Gogeta. But if you stay on the Goku side, you can choose to go into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and they both be separate LF finishes. Like, this would actually be the craziest part 1 we have ever seen, and this, in my opinion, would easily top last year's. That's just my opinion. I get last year's was arguably the most hype one we've ever had, but this year would literally do it. So deciding which way you would want to go, you'd have 4 separate LF animations in 2 characters. Instead of having 4 characters, technically there is 4 characters, but they're tied into tag switch, that where you can decide which lane. Bro, this guy cooked. This guy freaking cooked. I think that's my favorite theory that I've seen so far, but this still does not explain how they will format the part 1 banners. So something like this is where I'm getting at. I mean, you guys see the thumbnail. It's not going to be exactly like this. Whether the MUI can still be an Ultra. Imagine if it was like this for the LFs. I mean, this is obviously, I think at this point, the Ultra cope is definitely the highest thing we're coping about, because they did deserve, or UI specifically was due for that Ultra. You know, they're going to keep milking it or whatever. This is probably the last thing they could do before releasing an Ultra, is release a transforming UI into mastered UI. We've never seen an Ultra for part 1, etc., etc. If they did this, selling numbers big time. We don't know what they have in store. I think there is a slight possibility for Ultra to, or MUI to still be the Ultra for starters. Whether that's like a, you know, you start out as an LF character and then they turn into an Ultra. You know, we have units in the game like Shallot that went from hero to sparking character. Imagine if you were able to change the rarities, like you're in Dokkan, you got the UR, and then you could transform into the LR card. In game, you switch from an LF character, you have the option to LF, or you can go into this ultra rarity, something of the sort here. It's just more idea, thesis, theory. Don't think it's going to be something we should worry too much about. I think we got to stick to the facts. We've had celebrational fusions every single year. We haven't seen the synchro gauges return at all. So since these guys dropped, new mechanics have kind of been theorized. There's no way they're glazing a massive update without like game-breaking mechanics. So the domain theory that I dropped a couple of days ago, check out the video if you haven't seen it. And this potential right here is like a new thing, but I'm loving this theory. It's my favorite theory so far. I had to really consume and digest this theory for me to fully understand how hyped this is. Don't know how that would translate into an Ultra, but I don't care. This is more or less just for the possibility of another set, because we are kind of disappointed that UI and Evo, it's not that they're not hype enough, it's that if they're the only thing, why did they leak it? Let me know your part 1 predictions, your updated thesis. I can't make a full prediction because it's just too many variables right now. So realistically, I'm thinking something like this for the part 1. Say if this is all cope and these guys are still 2 separate characters, like that's what it looks like. They're having us believe these are 2 separate LF characters. What if there's a third? What if it's Super Gogeta on 2 banners? So like this is why I even brought this up earlier. What if this was the Vegeta banner? What if this was the UI Goku banner? They both transform, they both have featured 1%, they can build up the universe rep tag. However, the Ultra, the thing is he already has an Ultra, so I was thinking this guy'd be the Ultra, but one of them has to be a fake out. There's gotta be some other character, so this is just another theory, whether they did the dual banners with the tag switch combos, or they was just Goku and Vegeta on separate banners. There would still have to be something else, because there's no way they're leaking this. These were the 2 other likely candidates. We would get full power Broly or a Super Gogeta of some sort. And I think they would just be featured on both banners like this if they went with these being 2 separate characters. I don't know why I'm leaning towards a duo character. I feel like that'd be the biggest plot twist so far. Damn, bro, this whole video is massive copium, but it's just a theory at the end of the day. I'm going over, you know, a couple of the things that I've seen on X I had to get some sleep earlier because I stayed up all night for the hints that turned into the whole leaks here. I don't think this leak is everything this is Ryuden in here. Many reused animations, old character models, logo in the footage didn't show, so he is also feeling what we are all feeling, right? There's got to be some misdirected scheme to get us going, sway the community into thinking it's one thing, then the reveal was beyond what we expected. We're all coping because we don't want that to be the only thing for part 1 if that's what they're showing us early. We're still going to be hyped for the mechanics, we're still going to be hyped for whatever they show, because in reality this trailer is not enough. Like, you know, it's just showing them transforming, and it kind of even looks like reused. It doesn't look that much different from the, you know, the LF models we have in game. And look at this final explosion here. It's pretty much what we have, dude. This last shot of UI does look kind of like new-ish, which is really good. I hope they're new models. Please, game, don't do us like this. But one thing's for certain, you guys, there is something up their sleeve. Let me know what you guys think about in the comment section below. Do you guys think it's going to be something of the sort like this, where we have 2 tag switch characters where you could decide which LF path you take? Do you think, or MUI Goku's still the secret ultra? They just, you know, haven't really put it out there. They're most likely LFs, let's be real at this point, but you never know. I need to drop the theory out there. And who is going to be the secret character revealed? Is it Super Gogeta? Is it Broly? Is it Jiren? Is it Kefla? I don't think I talked about Kefla one time, but she's the other really hyped catalyst for Universe Rep, along with like Jiren, God of Destruction, Toppa, another fusion potential character that can either transform or tag switch, synchro gauge. We haven't seen this mechanic since last year. They want to top last year's. There's fusions every single year. What is the banner going to be? Leave in the comment section so I can react to those. But let me know what you guys are thinking. I think all of these theories have some oomph behind it, man. We were all expecting Ultra, MUI, Goku, Vegeta. How are they going to expand upon this and give us something twisty treat to make this the best celebration we've ever seen? Legends, lock in. I was counting on you. I was counting on you.